I think we should just mainly focus on, for you, the new patients and the finals. Everything else will work itself out. Does that make sense?
Yes, ma'am.
Because I think that's the biggest part. So really what you want to see, like you saw in our book, that was even a slow day. You want to see new patient, new patient, new patient, new patient, yellow, 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 yellow. You see what I'm saying? And that's a good problem to have. But again, you can also work accordingly to how many you can see in one day.
Sure.
How many new patients do you think you could get in a day?
Well, it depends on the schedule of the day, but she's singing 4.
That's good. That's very good.
I think 4.
Oh, I'm so excited for you guys. That's so good.
Because the reason I say that is I typically know what our downtimes are. And inevitably you have, you probably could do 1 at 10. I mean, you could do 2 in the morning in between like that 9:30, 11 weird time of the day and push everybody before and after, or there's stragglers in. Because most people either want first thing in the morning or that 11 o'clock hour right before lunch. And then the same thing in the afternoon. They like to come in at 2. So, and there's the stragglers in between, which you can fit in with your new patients.
So that would
I'd
be
say.
over 70 new patients a month running 4 a day, 4 times a week.
That'd-
You'd be seeing over 70, and if you're
Right.
having a closing rate of 90,
Well,
That would be
usually
great.
less because
And let's just be honest, I don't know how I can see that many new patients on one DRS table.
Right.
Right.
But those are just bridges we cross. You know what I mean? Like,
initially.
Yeah.
you're going to know, it's like,
I'm hoping for 6.
right. You're going to know, like, once you get your new table and you start closing, that's exactly what happens. We'll start getting calls. I mean, we had a guy who went home and made every dime back within the first week.
Well, I told him what was interesting is I had already watched your videos. You know,
Yeah.
I had listened to the audio. I think I'd watched the videos a while back, and then I listened to the audio recently. And it was funny because remember I told you I had a chronic patient that called, and it was funny because it was almost for verbatim in a way. And
Yeah.
it's like it's funny how the universe will kind of like
Yes.
after you've experienced something like bring
Yes.
it, and I think I got him scheduled, but I'm not sure if he ended up calling back and changing. He was an hour away. He was a good referral. And he was a chiropractic patient. He said his previous chiropractor had ghosted him.
Oh.
Like just completely. But
I remember the conversation.
yeah, so it was very interesting though because
Yeah.
it was like really short, and I was like, that's really funny because like like I said, most of ours are acute anyhow. So you're used to dealing with, and
But we
a
can-
good percentage of ours are referral based.
That's
Like
great.
we run a really
That says a lot about you
We
guys,
can
really.
handle the volume. We worked all day Monday and a half a day Tuesday this week. We saw 80 on Monday and 41 between 8 and 12 on Tuesday.
See, you guys are just like, you have everything. You have
Yes.
I mean,
good
I am so
systems.
excited for you.
Just-
This is,
We just
it's-
got to plug. We got to plug the
Your life's
DRS
gonna-
system in.
your life is going to change as soon as you get that going. And you've been listening to the videos, you're committed to it. So that's good. And this is going to work out great for you. Just follow everything exactly and don't change anything. So let's say you book a new patient. I'm going to go to page 13 real quick. Let's say you book a new patient and they're booked out for like 4 days. We always do send a welcome letter to them with a map to our facility with their appointment date. We don't email them, we actually send them in the mail. If you want to email, that's fine, but we're dealing with a lot of elderly people. A lot of our patients are elderly and they still want paper. So if you want to do the email, whatever works for you. But
curious, do you send them special mail since the mail is so
No.
short these days?
No, but it is. I agree with that. If you look at like the top orthopedic groups, they always send out a new patient letter. Now, a lot of chiropractors don't. Everything we do is mimicked after hospitals and top orthopedic groups because you're really not competing with the chiropractors anymore. You're competing with the orthopedic groups. Okay, so then we are going to do new patient confirmation. And you want to make sure whoever does your new patient confirmation is cheery, excited. It's like, I probably sound sometimes overly excited about things, but I'm just excited because I like to see people's lives
For
change.
your mom.
So his mom, wouldn't that be nice? So, and that can't be somebody that assumes when someone says, well, I need to, how sometimes people say that when you're doing a confirmation. If somebody thinks, cancel my appointment, guess what's going to happen?
Yeah.
You need somebody that's not going to think that way. Because all of a sudden, if you have people that think that way, then you're going to start getting lots of people canceled.
New patient handling. This is the most important part of your practice. Well, what I consider to be your most important part, because it's my part. What's really nice about this video is...
Okay, I'm going to take us to the new patient confirmation. And this is just what we do. It's very short, simple. What time is it, Mike?
It is 3 something here. Hold on,
3:36.
3:34.
Okay.
We'll go with this.
Oh, hold on.
Hello?
Hold on, I need to go to the one that's not. They just changed these around. Just put these on a...
Too upset with our schedule now that she's seen it. I just said that I'm not too upset with our schedule now that you've seen it.
I think you're doing well. I really do. I mean, I think it's going to be very easy, and I'm easy for you guys. They might have relabeled this. Hold on.
Hello?
Hi, is Jennifer there, please?
This is?
Hi, Jennifer. This is Rachel calling from the Bush Chiropractic Center.
Yes.
Hi, I was calling to confirm your appointment
See how
with us
cheery?
tomorrow, which is the 30th at 3 o'clock.
Okay, well, I actually was going to call your office today. I need to cancel that.
Okay, would
So you don't
another day
wanna-
this week work better for you?
Well, maybe Wednesday. When can you get me in?
Actually, I do have Wednesday at 3 o'clock. Could you do that?
Yes, that's no problem.
Okay, great. Well, what we'll do then, Jennifer, we'll go ahead and move you over to Wednesday, which would be the 1st at 3 o'clock, and we'll see you here at about 2:30.
Okay?
Okay?
Then.
Great. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Okay,
I
so
told you that we do, because he asked me, he's like, how far are we off? And I said, honestly, our verbiage is pretty much,
good. So you always want to
Same.
assume they're going to reschedule. Just like the other day, I mean, I have a girl who's not, she's probably been here a year. And she said, would you like to reschedule? Ooh, I was like,
No questions.
no. I mean, instantly, but you know, you got to keep your ears open even on ones that are trained, because you just will be like, wait a minute, what did you say? You always want to assume they're going to reschedule. You always want to say what day works better for you. Never put somebody on the phone that doesn't think like that. In fact, I would say probably if you have somebody that doesn't think like that after a amount of time, because they'll slow you down. Okay, so you're going to do a new patient confirmation on them. Then we are going to go through the patient checking in. So the new patient comes in. What we do is we have a new patient call-in sheet that we use for the patient, and the day before, which is in the book for you. This time they changed my books around on me since we changed like, where did my sheet go? Hold on here. Outside, okay? Then we have a stack where we just pile up for the day, all the new patients. Then at the end of the day, we take these off, each one, we send a new patient letter with a typed envelope. Then after that, we also copy this because this goes into another blue file, so we use it for our statistics. So at the end of the day, these will go downstairs where it will be entered in a computer system along with how much we collected that day and how it was collected. Was it from DRS? Was it, whatever? Was it from what we're getting it from? So you always make one copy for you if you're using stats. So then you pull these out the night before or the day before, and then you put those for your next day. That's when you're going to make your new patient confirmations. After you make your new patient confirmation, you're going to write a check mark confirmed or check mark left message to confirm. Now, we also go ahead and put NP letter and the date we sent that. Then you know we did this. Then you're going to put them in time order. Now you're going to be working the front desk. You know where they're at, or your person who's working with you. Somebody who comes through the door and you don't recognize their name, you're going to be able to look at your schedule and you're going to know that's Betty Smith. So you're going to stand up and say, you must be Betty. And she's going to be like, how'd you know I was Betty? Well, Betty, I'm the one you chatted with on the telephone. Does that make sense? They feel very special
Yep.
because no one else is doing that for them. You go someplace now, they're just slamming the door and wearing their mask on them. Okay.
When the new patient arrives at your office for their visit, you'll notice how Miss Rachel will say, "Hi, you must be Bob." That warms the heart of a patient to have someone walk through the door and your office knows their name and they just walked in. That sets the stage for the perfect day.
Hi, you must be Jennifer.
Yes.
Hi, Jennifer. I'm Rachel. It's nice to meet you. I'm the one you chatted with on the telephone the other day. All right, you got some films for me, I see.
Yes, those are all 5 of my MRIs. When a patient arrives at your office, they're going to have x-rays and MRIs and lists of medication. What you need to be doing with that patient is letting them know. Even when you're taking their x-rays, let them know. I'm just going to put your x-rays right down here. I'm also just going to take your insurance card and go take a quick copy. What you're doing is you're disarming that patient. When that patient comes in, most likely they're in a lot of pain, or they wouldn't be seeing you. They're on drugs, or they wouldn't be seeing you. You need to make sure that you're not scaring them. They're going to be edgy. You take the edge away. It's called removing the scary and making it merry.
Okay, great. I'm gonna just set
I know, I'm
this right
so
there.
cheesy.
And then
I
you
can't
have
help
an
it.
Insurance card and a list of your medications, Jennifer? Great. If you want to get those out, I'll take a copy of those. Excellent. I'll be right back with you, okay? All right, and there you are, young lady. I'll give those back to you. Now, what I'm going to do, Jennifer, I'm actually going to go ahead and walk you through some paperwork, okay? And then after we're finished, we'll let you have a seat in the lobby, okay? I'm just going to kind of slide over this way. And I know you're having some problems with your lower back.
Reviewing the new patient information before they come in is really important so that you understand, are they coming in for a low back problem? Or are they coming in for a neck problem? It would be really bad to say, I understand you have a neck problem when you're dealing with a low back problem. That would discredit you and the doctor immediately. Yes.
All right, I'm going to just set this over here. Now, on this first form, this is actually a consent form.
When starting with your paperwork, you need to start with your consent form. That's the form that gives you permission to have the doctor examine and treat them. That is actually the scariest form of them all for the patient. You always start with the scary form first. It makes it easier.
Okay, what this is actually stating is that you're giving the doctor permission to examine you, perform any necessary diagnostics, treat you chiropractically, and also with the DRS system. Okay, now just to let you know, if doctor does recommend care here, it will actually be discussed with you before we perform anything. Okay, so you will have a chance to ask questions. So I'll let you read through that. You'll print, authorize, and date here for me.
I'd like to have you also notice how Miss Rachel is looking at the patient in the eye while filling out the paperwork. She's actually looking at them eye to eye. Notice how Rachel came around the side of the desk and she's up next to them? That lets that patient know, I'm okay with you. I can be next to you. Maybe other people in their lives don't want to be next to them. And you're just going to get into their space and let them know they're okay. Also,
How do you fill out new patient paperwork right now?
Currently, it's a similar process when they initially come in. We're receiving them, but we let them know. We have it on the clipboard and ready
Okay.
for them. We let them know. Jennifer, we have several sheets of paper here for you to fill out. The initial paperwork is our new patient intake. The second page is our financial policy and our consent to treat.
Okay.
You want to read over that, and then we do say sign, so that'll be one thing we'll be changing. Sign where initial
Yeah.
and sign where necessary. If you
Does-
have any questions as you go through the paperwork, my name's Kim. This is Tina. We're happy to answer any questions you have. And then they sit in the reception room, which is right in front of us while they're filling it out.
Do you have like a little area that's why I want you to draw out your place for me. You want to draw it out for me real quick? Do you have like
Absolutely.
some place where you could just sneak off to the side? Because this is an important aspect. And doing it just how we do it is very important. Because giving them that paperwork and leaving them by themselves without you
This one?
is not walking them through each piece and explaining it is scary, especially nowadays to the elderly, because there's a lot of Medicare fraud out there. There's a lot of people that are trying to do bad things to Medicare patients. If you can sit down with them or stand with them for that time, make sure they're seated though. A lot of patients that come in, it's fatiguing to hold a purse, it's fatiguing to stand there. So if you can get them in a seat and then you can either crouch down beside them or just pull another chair up, Because again, we're just thinking about that patient and what's best for them. I really feel like just walking them through is going to make a big
The
difference.
consultation room is my initial thought.
It's
That
right
might be
there.
great because that's where you need to take them anyways, right? I love that idea.
It's right off of the,
Oh yeah,
you'll see when he draws it out,
See?
but it's right off.
you're smart. I like it.
And it has comfortable chairs, there's two, or,
Good.
you know, if they have someone else with them, I can still bring his chair around.
Good. And you
Be
could put
right
some
there.
water. You could put some coffee in there.
Yeah,
And
the
then-
room's actually really large, and I don't know how it'll quite look
Mm-hmm.
when he restructures it, but
But you know, like I say, you know, next.
actually our office suite has a lot more potential than the way it's built out, right? I mean, it has a lot the way it is, but there's a lot of space that I feel probably could be changed up a little bit.
And just making the little teeny, like making some of these little changes, like even right away with the new patient paperwork, you're going to see changes because it's more, the patient's going to feel more connected to you, more trusting in you.
This
Made
is
the
terrible.
decision.
She made a decision. Well, hey, I think that's a great
This
decision.
is terrible, but it's the best I could do.
No,
on the
I
fly.
think it's great.
Here's the front end. It's 3,000 square feet.
That's a nice size. Wow, that's good.
3,000 square feet. Front entranceway here. We've got 8 chairs
Mm-hmm.
along the front entranceway here. This is the front desk. We got a nice granite front desk here to greet
Great.
them. A nice big display wall here
Mm-hmm.
that we have not put anything on yet. I don't have much decoration in my office because we've just never decided
Mm-hmm.
on anything. Here's the 2 main hallways. Directly off of here, that's the kids' homeschool room.
Okay.
Right there by Kim. And then the next 2 rooms are treatment rooms. Currently, they are empty.
Okay.
This is where I hope to move chiropractic because that's where chiropractic is right now.
Right.
I did a bad job here, but the room kind of buttresses up to the kitchen.
Mm-hmm.
The kitchen kind of horseshoes down, and this room's a little bit, it's not square.
Yeah.
Back entrance here, parking lot for us and staff back here. Once you come in, bathrooms right here, kitchen's right here. There's a doorway here and here where the exam room is. Treatment, and consultation is right here off of the front desk. So
Okay.
when people come in, they're working with Kim and Tina here. Once they fill out their paperwork, they go into here. After we do the case history, we go back to exam. We do exam, and then I do my first adjustment in the treatment room here.
Okay. Now your exam, what's in the exam room?
Right now, not much.
Okay.
Good.
Have you ever thought switching your exam to here? Because if this is your consultation room, then they can just take them straight and out of the hall and into exam.
okay.
You know, I'm just trying to think of like less movement for you.
Okay.
Or we could do, I like the idea that Kim has about doing the new patient paperwork in here because that gets the patient out of here. And you could just do it in some nice comfy chairs until, that's what I would do. You know, like,
Now, the one question that I had, and this was the only caveat, it may not work, and if it doesn't work, it's okay. But whatever our exam room was going to be, is there any way to make a combo consultation exam report room? If that's
Yeah.
the case, that
Yeah.
means
What's your-
DRS,
yeah,
adjust, and I can have 3 tables instead of 2.
absolutely. Yes, for now, we can do that. Because once you get going, you're going to need that separate consultation room just for your final reports and new patients.
Okay.
Does that make sense? Like,
So I have to go back to the way that's right now.
Okay.
'Cause that's
but
what
why
it
don't we
is
get
right
going with it?
Well, the thing is I have an extra room, but I didn't want to get rid of it because that's the kids'
Kids.
homeschool room. This is a nice little room that we could put a nice
It
little
would be
table
perfect
in.
for what
It
you're
would be
asked.
perfect for consultation
Can we
and reports.
move them to the kitchen?
Only if you're willing to completely remodel the kitchen.
Is the kitchen bad?
Yes. It's the worst, it's the most untouched and what we like, I mean, it's,
Yeah, they deserve better.
Yeah. Oh my God, you're so sweet. You are.
they're my kids.
Yes,
They're
of course.
primary. They're primary. So yes, we can do that, and we can very easily do that, and it makes every other thing work. But what I would argue is for the kids that they get
They
get adequate. They get.
Why don't we do this?
carpeted,
Why don't we start making money first and cross that bridge? Why don't we do this like you said, Kim?
Because this is a 2-year project right here, just getting 1 and 2 tables. So
Yeah, so let's do this for now. Let's go ahead and just say, this is where you're gonna go in and you're gonna do the new patient paperwork in here.
Yeah.
and they, you know, after that, then he can come in and do the consult, and then you will move them down here to exam. If you want to move exam here, it would be better,
Okay.
as long as you don't have, you're using
We're gonna
water or
empty these
something.
rooms and move
Okay.
chiropractic over here, so that's fine.
So I would probably move consult, exam, treatment, because then it's less walking for them.
So we can leave it like that for a while and
Yes.
make these the 2 DRS rooms, and then when we
Yes.
blow past that and get to our third table, then we can start
Correct.
rearranging and we'll have the
Because
monitor.
this
We've got
is
the
so
kitchen.
great, you guys, because as you'll see as we're going through if you've watched the videos, when we check out, remember we take them to the DRS, so they're going to check out at the front. And then you're going to say, hey, Dr. Bush would like to have, or Dr. Jones would like to have you see a patient actually doing treatment. So at that point then, you're going to go down and take them to the rooms. They're only here. This is very controlled and good. It's a lot like up here. So I like that for you. And if you ever wanted to even like, are there doors in between these?
They're not, but we can knock out those
Right,
walls.
we've talked
We've
about that.
thought about making this one big giant bay.
Or even just cutting a big doorway and maybe a little larger piece here. So when you are working, let's say you have to do the front and you want to still be able to hear, you could run that table and still walk over here safely.
Yes, because what's interesting about this whole space right now, he has his desk in here. But
That space is ugly. I hate that space.
It's just a
It's
big
waste.
open space. I mean, it's how much room? It's easily as much room.
Were there walls in there?
Yeah, there's
It's
4
open.
walls. It's an open space. And
This is your office.
well, it's where I put
It's
my desk. I'm not going to
storage,
call it my office.
Okay, yeah, that's okay.
It's a bunch of filing cabinets and everything.
That's where you keep the files for the patients?
Yes.
Well, I can say I am so pleased with what you have here, that this is going to be so nice and easy for you. So what we're going to do, if you don't mind me giving you ideas for this,
Sure.
there's walls all the way around and display.
they're all walls.
We need to brand you with all the, you saw did you see all the posters and everything we
Yes.
have? That's very inexpensive. We give you all the templates for it. All you're going to do is replace and put his picture on it. Everything else is yours. That's what you just need to fill everything that you can with, these are called practice building signs. And it's easy, it's inexpensive to do. So that's the biggest thing you'll need to do right away, starting Monday. If you can have that done by Monday.
We have sign here. Yeah.
Sign here won't move fast enough. I don't know who would. I'll have to see. I don't know.
But sign here will do a good job.
They'll do a good job.
They can
She's
glass
saying by
plate it and everything
Monday.
if we want to do it that way.
But
Or-
she's saying keep it in.
I'll keep
I
it.
would personally, until you start making some money,
Okay.
I would really just put, ours are all like this, because if we decide one day, Dr. Bush
We
wants to
don't like
move,
it.
Dr. Bush wants to move neuropathy, we move stuff all over the place, depending on what we need to do.
Yes, ma'am, sure.
But if you could start doing new patient paperwork in there next week, that would be good.
Yeah, there's a.
I think that's gonna make a big difference.
We've talked. Is it true that a fully functioning spinal decompression table will revenue